Yeah. Now, we're looking at this situation here where we have an analyst bringing in about Trump and Biden for the election 2024. Now, I want you to listen to what this guy has to say based on that election or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we can hear what he has to say. So let's check it out as to what it is that is going on in the election process at this time. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to let him speak for himself. Now, check it out.
Biden is a proven failure.
Yes.
The country is in shambles.
Yes,
that guy I mentioned who talked about executing J6ers also said it's Biden's fault the economy is bad.
Yeah,
so my point is just they can't try this game twice, and I do believe
they know
they're going to try. They're putting up polls where it's like if an election was held today, Biden would win. DeSantis would beat Trump, but Biden. They're saying that DeSantis would beat Biden, and Trump would lose to Biden. And they're trying to make the case that we should support DeSantis for the primary. I think they are lying once again in the polls.
So can I validate what you're saying?
Yeah.
Can you go to a website? It's number 270towin.com.
That's why I'm supporting DeSantis. Trump all the way.
Every 10 years we do a census as mandated by the Constitution. Most people don't know this, but the map has slightly changed in Trump and the Republican favor for the first time for 2024.
Now, you tell me. Now, when we look at that statistic, you know what I'm saying? When we look at that statistic, that is what we want to see. That is exactly what we want to see. You know what I'm saying? We want to see those type of numbers because you have to teach the demon Democrat a lesson. You have to once and for all show them that they do not run your mind and they do not run your vote. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, LBJ did that. Oh, and I got a correction. Mecca, the Mecca that their pilgrimage to is not for Arabs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that Mecca that they're talking about, to me, is a stolen name from a place that used to be Mecca. I don't know if they rebuilt it or whatever it is. But it's not the same Mecca that we see today. Ain't no way they're going to tell me that they rebuilt a place called Mecca in 1930-something and calling that the Holy City. You know what I'm saying? When it's not. You know what I'm saying? The original Mecca probably was, over the years, destroyed or either probably, it lived out its time or whatever. Just like you have old ruins in Rome. You still see the old ruins in Rome. It's the same thing you saw with Mecca, but it shows that the Mecca that they're showing today is not the same Mecca. That's a different Mecca that you see. So I don't know where to get this from, but, you know what I'm saying, we see the corruption in itself. You know what I'm saying, even going back to those days. You know what I'm saying? But where we see what was going on in the polls, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Trump, Biden, and DeSantis, it's Trump all the way. DeSantis is not the man for the job at this time. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to stand for it because, you know what I mean, he does a good job in Florida, did what he did in Florida, but at the same time, he's not the man for the job, not taking nothing from him, but he's not the man for the job right now. The man for the job right now is Donald J. Trump. Whether you like him or you don't, he's still the man for the job that we need right now to change this direction and bring it forward. And also for him to exonerate himself, well, not exonerate, but to make himself, not make himself, but to put these accusations that they use as fake and all of this, you know what I'm saying, to trial where we're going to find out whether or not what they did to Trump is true or not. This is why Biden opened the border. This is why Biden put us in this nuclear war shit. You know what I'm saying? With one of the countries that have the most nuclear arsenal in the world. You know what I'm saying? Biden is no more than a character driving the fear in the minds of the people. And, you know what I'm saying, along with all these other oligarchs and those who we don't see behind the scene, you know what I'm saying, that's running our country and acting as if, like, you know what I'm saying, I can't believe that they themselves is approving of what this clown is doing. You know what I mean? Because he's pushing us into a nuclear war that could accidentally trigger off at any time. Do people know that? You know what I'm saying? What Biden is doing is that Luciferian, demon, democratical, Ku Klux Klan, race war, piece of shit garbage, and supporting every criminal nation and putting them in NATO, giving them an excuse to not be put before the universal court, as we know. You know what I'm saying? So Biden ain't no more, and one of the most creepiest individual that I've ever seen as a president. He even worse than Bush. But Bush is just as worse, you know what I'm saying? And doing the same tragical things to the United States and the U.S. people. You know what I'm saying? They're not for you. They're not for this country. They are against this country. They have a communist, totalitarian way about them, Marxist, racist, everything you could think of in the racist category is what Biden is. Don't let him fool you in any shape or form. And not only that, he's fucking over even his own Caucasian people with his bullshit. I wonder if his big head ass is an alien down here doing a bunch of garbage, because he don't see him like a man for America and never have. He was put in there by these rich people to carry out their evil wishes and all the garbage. Not all the rich people, just certain ones that is in that type of Luciferian shit. A lot of these rappers and so forth are involved with these people as well. That's why every time they open their mouth, they're going to accuse Trump or even accuse us for voting for Trump and try to make us feel like we're doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't going to speak nothing about creep Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying, and the crime bill that locked up many black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Bush father brought back the 3-strike law, you know what I'm saying, after flooding the neighborhood with cocaine. So they set the black people up and then create a law to execute black people. This is demon, democratical, Ku Klux Klan mind frame. The racist garbage in their motherfucking heart. You know what I'm saying? Going all the way to the deep state oligarchs. I don't give a damn what they are, deep state. All these secret societies, who all is involved, should be ashamed of their fucking self. There's no need. You should be feeding the American people right now. But you find every way to take money out of their pockets and out of the government to give to foreign criminals who continue to do criminal acts across the planet, even going to Sudan. You know what I'm saying? From what we're seeing in Sudan. You know what I'm saying? What we're seeing happening to the Ethiopians. And nobody's stepping up or speaking about it. You don't even see it on the news. You know what I'm saying? Once in a blue moon, you see a little article and so forth. But they're over there killing the Ethiopians as they're crossing into Arabia. You know what I'm saying? How come the Biden administration, creepy ass, ain't doing nothing about that? You know what I'm saying? Because they're in support of those criminal motherfuckers we call Arabians, who are no more than Caucasians, really. I don't know where the fuck they get this Arabian shit from. They're Caucasians. They're Euro. You know what I'm saying? They're not Africans. You know what I'm saying? They're invader of the land where they sit right now on top of all that oil belongs to Africans. And Africans need to take it back away from them and drive them out. There is no love for them there, and they should not be there. Same thing we see in Egypt with Israel. You know what I'm saying? And the garbage that they're doing to the Palestinians and many people around that region don't even want the black people sometimes to even come into their own land. And then had the audacity to be riding across the plateau land of Egypt, murdering and killing the African people off the land, like as if the land belongs to them, as if they built it, as if they've been there before the Africans. The Africans have a long history. They even had books that show that long history of how long they have been there. And the Africans had always been there because that's our land, our home, our place. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Africans and so-called rich people who is black to start to understand these things and bring your support back to Africa and rebuild, just like Marcus Garvey said. You know what I'm saying? You continue down the road with these beasts and you're going to end up where you don't want to be. Don't let them fool you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes a nigger will sell his motherfucking mother out for a motherfucking chicken wing or money. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. And you sold out and you're selling out your country for the same reason, because you went with these beasts, signed that contract, I guess, with your blood and all that bullshit that you do. You know what I'm saying? As if it means anything to us in any way, shape, or form. And you are sucking balls because they probably made you rich and taking care of you and all this and the third and the fourth and the fifth. Then you're going to sit up there and talk about if we vote for Donald Trump. I heard Doc Rich say Snoop Dogg said that. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg, of all people, should know better than that. Because Snoop Dogg ain't stupid. One thing I know about Snoop Dogg, I don't believe he's really an unintelligent individual. I believe he's highly intelligent. But his affiliation, he has to do that in order to do that. But we see where not too long ago, even going back to the early days, even going back to the Tookie Williams and many different people, where they brought this stuff into the neighborhood and it was ongoing. And it was even before Tookie Williams, the Crips, the Blood, and all these different groups. You had gangs in New York, you go all the way back. It's always been this type of mind frame where the poor people are driven into these type of categories, you know what I'm saying, of murdering and killing. And then once it starts, it don't never stop. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like as if, but my questions still remain. It ain't like, I was about to say, it ain't as if like you're really trying to do something good for the black community. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, if you're doing all of this, right, and you're getting all this money, and you're doing all this and the third, why aren't you building up your community? Why aren't you building up your black people economical status? Nobody's talking about you just putting money in their pockets. We're talking about build up the neighborhood, clean up the neighborhood, make sure that, you know, the kids have a decent education, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw Snoop Dogg even have a football team and stuff like that. So he's got to be stronger in the game. You know what I'm saying? Here they go. So, stay strong and stay tight.